Hey everybody, welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. We are logged into PilotEdge for this round of SoCal airport tours, and we start at Camarillo, which is a very famous airport in the LA area for having one of the best restaurants attached to the airport. I would argue that it's not necessarily the best airport restaurant. It has a terrible view of the runway. But it is on the actual property of the airport, so you can pull up with your plane, which does make it pretty awesome. So it is the best airport it's the best restaurant that's at an airport, but I wouldn't say it's the best airport restaurant, if that makes any sense. The restaurant itself, Simply Apples, is better than Catalina's. It's the best restaurant that happens to be at an airport. But I would rather have Gillespie, Cafe Machado, Wings Cafe, Flay Bob, like something that's on the runway where you can actually see the action. This is kind of a bummer. And I'll show you what I mean here. So this is where the restaurant should be, right here. This is unfortunately where the restaurant is located. Trying to get, these are, I think, some of the outdoor tables. They have a grill as well outside, and then a little miniature airport, which I think might be that. You can see the outline of the airport, the little runway right there, just like super low res. Yeah, and if you want to wait 3 hours for a table, then go on the weekend. This is the view, and this is a realistic view. So right here, you get the planes on short final, but the actual runway touchdown point isn't until way over there. So you don't get to see anybody take off, and you don't get to see anybody land. You're only seeing traffic on final. So if you have a seat that's outdoors, you're going to be, I'm going to try to get like this is about the view you would get sitting down. This is, I think, where the patio seating is. That's the view you get. The trees aren't there, but you have no chance of seeing anybody actually touch down. And that, to me, is part of the fun about having, a meal at a restaurant on an airport, is being able to watch airplanes. But that being said, this is a pretty simple airport, and that has favored Microsoft Flight Simulator sceneries, because anything more complicated or anything that has unique buildings on the airport property itself really starts to fall apart, and it's kind of a bummer. So this airport isn't really that spectacular looking when you're at the actual airport itself. Taxiways are, it's one runway, parallel taxiways, pretty simple. The tower looks like it's actually has a tower and appropriately sized, so that's nice. Can I speed this thing up? Is it an F2? I thought F2 sped things up. No, maybe not. It's F something. But past the tower is a little ultralight field. That looks like it's somewhat modeled here. But like I've said, with everything, with all these airports, it's about the feel of the area as much as it is the airport itself. And that's where this simulator just kicks so much ass. Whatever deficiencies the airport has, it makes up for in how the surrounding area feels. And right, next door to the airport, we've got some 3D modeled buildings here. Got a little dirt bike track. Everything looks great. It's very flat, so we don't have as many buildings to look a little bit janky. So that's awesome. It's a little bit light on actual planes that were shown on the airport property, which I've noticed is a trend. I'm trying to make my way over to this little ultralight field because it is actually pretty cool. Yeah, Oxnard is really close. When you're on final for Oxnard, you're parallel and really close to Camarillo. So this is going to be a twofer. We're gonna take off from Camarillo and go right to Oxnard. And check out that one. That airport is probably going to be one of the better airports in the simulator because it is really, really simple. There's nothing fancy about that airport. But this looks really good. The ultralight field is cool. That would be kind of fun to take the Zlin, whatever that thing is called, that super stall plane. So that's awesome. And then you got the shooting range beyond that, which is nicely 3D modeled. So yeah, this looks, at least from here, this looks and feels like Camarillo, even though, you know, we got a little bit lower fidelity buildings, but that I would say is pretty good. So let's get back over to our airplane, maybe.
Pull up.
Can we get back to our airplane? Nope. Jeff, thank you very much for following. Welcome aboard. I thought it was 5. Is it not 5 to go back to the plane? I think I broke the camera. Yeah, I totally broke the camera. What the hell? Oh no, I didn't break the camera. I froze the simulator. Okay, so that makes sense. We'll just have to not touch it for a second, and I'll take a sip of my cocktail. Super long displaced threshold here, which is kind of trippy, the way that it's set up, because it starts the displaced threshold really does look like it should be the full runway. So that's kind of trippy, coming down and having to aim so much further back. Greetings to you as well, Jeff. Thank you. Oh, are we back now? I think we're back. Oh yeah, we're back. Okay. Sweet. Back in the little 152. Okay. This thing started up here. All right, mixture out. Let's get the lights coming on. Taxiway, beacon. That's all good. It's a great plane. It looks fantastic. Looks, feels, sounds great. And this is actually the updated, modded version as well. It looks like we got a little friend over there about to go flying also. That's cool. I think, or is that AI? That might be AI. I think that's a PilotEdger. All right, so now that we've checked out Camarillo a little bit from the outside, we're gonna taxi to runway 26, takeoff, and we're gonna head to Oxnard, which is an extremely quick flight. It won't be as quick for this plane because we go very slow. But you'll see how, look out for the propeller, dude. What are you doing? But you'll see how close these airports actually are. And then we'll check out Oxnard once we get over there. So, we're going to hop on to, we're going to be Information Zulu during this, which is just going to make it much easier to deal with, ATIS. Ground is ground point 8. Let's do ground point 8. This will make the tour a little bit more interesting than the non-PilotEdge versions of it.
3 Zulu Sierra, contact Santa Barbara departure 120.55.
Contact departure on 120.55, November 333 to the Sierra.
Okay, let's check it out. Camarillo ground, good evening. Aerobat 204 Lima Echo, Information Zulu, taxi. We're going to be departing to the west.
Number 204 Lima Echo, Camarillo ground, runway 26, taxi via Foxtrot Alpha.
Foxtrot Alpha to runway 26, Aerobat 204 Lima Echo. Okay, All right, sweetheart, you're gonna have to move there. You're gonna have to get out of the way. That will hopefully, but probably be updated at some point. Those line workers are lemmings, man. Pretty rough. Yeah, for how great this sim looks at times, it is very weird. The experience on the airport grounds themselves is lacking so much. And we've talked about this a bunch of times, that a lot of it, I would imagine, giving the developers the benefit of the doubt as much as possible, has to do with trying to capture as much casual players, sim pilots, whatever you want to call them, to this platform, because they don't really know any different. And that is not, I don't mean that in a disparaging way at all, but you know, we're as pilots or aviation enthusiasts or whatever, pretty critical on you know, the realism front, what airports look like, what signs are where, and the accuracy of them. You know, especially when you add something like PilotEdge or VATSIM, you want that accuracy to be there, and when it's not, it's very frustrating. But if you're coming in from Xbox Game Pass, or you know, you're hooked on the visuals of this and you want to give it a shot, you know, a lot of what you'll probably recognize is the off-airport stuff, flying over your city, going to your house, crashing into your ex-girlfriend's house, all that kind of stuff. It does great and it looks awesome. So I hope that they prioritize the launch. And again, I don't think this was an actual full launch. This is a paid beta. But I think a lot of the priority was put on getting as many people to download the game as soon as possible, and then build from there. But for us, it seems like it's pretty, you know, pretty rushed and pretty frustrating to have a lot of these glaring details missed. So yeah, we're detail driven for sure. Well, I mean, if we're looking at a taxi diagram and it says, you know, Delta, but the sign says Bravo, you know, like, we're trained to freak out at that, and we're, you know, and I think that's a lot of what is causing the vocal critique of the simulator are those details, because they're wrong. You know?
Roger that. Papa 23 tech route. And altitude, I think.
Yeah, an in-game taxi chart would be nice too. Yeah. Yeah, the only map that we get is this guy, and you know, it doesn't show any of the taxiway names.
Yeah,
so that's, you know, you can at least see where you're at, but you know, and you can zoom in, see where you're at, and compare that to the actual taxiway chart, and that helps out a little bit. So. And then we just, we make fun of the normies. The normies.
Okay, 72 Mike Alpha is cleared. Victor 27 Victor, Robin 208 Oceanside, San Pablo 23, 5,000, 6,000.
Okay, so the run-up is complete, and I'm going to get ready to land at Oxnard. The Air Force Proud Grow. Yeah. Okay, switching over to Tower, that's in there, and then Oxnard Tower is 3495.
And clearance taxi for departure.
Victory is mine. Thank you very much for following. Welcome. 3495. That looks good. Okay. If you think about it, it was a good idea what they did. The normies greatly helped fund the development. Yeah, and I hope they continue to fund the development. That's what I'm hoping is the case. This is a short-term pain for a long-term, unbelievable simulator. I'm for it. But yeah, this feels like Camarillo a lot, which is really cool. Let's see what Oxnard looks like. Camarillo Tower, good evening. Aerobat 204 Lima Echo, holding short runway 26, departing straight out.
Number 74 Hotel Roger, you can taxi to park with me, and I just put through your I-3 pass, so congrats.
Thank you very much, and we're already parked. So.
I'm pretty low time, Maddie. I'm like 90.
204 Lima Echo, Camarillo Tower, runway 26, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff 26, Aerobat 204 Lima Echo. And if you have Oxnard on the landline, we're heading there as well. I know it's a quick changeover.
Approaching runway 26.
Immediately?
Yeah, affirmative. We'll be full stop taxi back at Oxnard pretty much immediately.
5,900 feet
Taxi
remaining.
Lima Echo, Roger. If you can't fly runway heading, please.
All right, we'll be runway heading 204 Lima Echo. And there, the runway slopes I've noticed are really good in this, and even better than X-Plane was. X-Plane was either flat, like perfectly flat, or like really jaggedy. So on some airports, it seems to be. I let that go way too long. Some of these airports do seem to have a nice, realistic-looking slope. So there is the Aero. What'd I say? Ultralight. I was gonna say Aerolite, but ultralight field right there. So that's pretty cool. And there is the gun range. That looks awesome. I don't know about those rando buildings in the middle of those fields. That could use some cleaning up.
Number 4 Lima Echo, runway heading, contact Oxnard Tower 134, plane 905.
Runway heading, contacting Oxnard, Aerobat 204 Lima Echo. See ya. Okay. Max, my long-term goal is to be a part-time charter pilot. That is the goal. Working on it.
We'll do it right downwind.
Slowly. The vid is not helping at all.
So touch and go, runway 19, and then on the right, downwind 8 Delta.
Oxnard Tower, good evening. Aerobat 204 Lima Echo, just off of Camarillo. Full stop taxi back, we have Zulu.
Aerobat 204 Lima Echo, Oxnard Tower, on the right base, runway 25, clear touch and go. Where are you going after that?
All right, right base, runway 25, clear touch and go. We're actually going to be a full stop taxi back, and then we're going to be departing to the north, Aerobat 204 Lima Echo.
Aerobat 204 Lima Echo, Roger, runway 25, clear to land.
Clear to land 25, Aerobat 204 Lima Echo. Does the mixture cut the engine off, or is it poorly simulated? It cuts it off. Yeah, it cuts it off. Are you using COM 1 and 2 at the same time, trying to understand why PE recommends that? Is it because you can't hear anyone else if you're talking? Xerox, I'm not sure what you mean by that, but yeah, I'm just on COM 1. COM 2, you might be confusing the radio check and ATIS for COM 1 and 2. You can't monitor COM 2 on the actual radio stack like you would in the real world. That doesn't work. But in the 172, if you flip it to what looks like COM 1/2, then you're able to hear ATIS while you're also talking to the controller instead of having to step away. So.
On the ground.
Nice, Max. Yeah, it's a cool world. I have no interest in flying, airlines or anything like that, but my instructor is a light jet pilot, so yeah, I'm ready to join him on some adventures.
1 mile final runway.
Got a ways to go, but it's gonna be pretty fun. Like I said, Oxnard is a really, really simple airport, so I'm expecting this to be pretty simple. This area also is relatively simple scenery-wise, and they're nailing it here. God, yeah, it looks so good. It looks so good. Yeah, Trevor. No, you can solo whenever you're ready. ready to go. The initial solo isn't even the one that I'm proud about either. It's the cross country. So the lack of fence around this airport is not as noticeable as being super lame. Whoa.
Santa Barbara Tower, bearing 210 Whiskey, ILS runway 7. Bearing 2102 Whiskey, Santa Barbara Tower, runway 7.
There's a nose.
Land
Yeah, watching that nose
Number
kind
4
of...
Lima Echo, left Charlie, then Foxtrot, taxi to runway 25 via this frequency. And will you need a second, or are you ready to go at the end?
All right, left at Charlie, Foxtrot to 25, and we'll be pretty much ready to go at the end, 204 Lima Echo.
Number 4 Lima Echo, just refresh my memory. Where are you headed?
We're headed to the north. We're going to be going Santa Paula, negative flight following, but if the coast is clear, we can go runway heading and then make our way back from there.
Number 4 Lima Echo, roger.
Okay, flaps coming up. Strobes are coming. We didn't put them on originally.
United 722, contact
So,
departure.
whoops.
Have a nice flight.
Contact departure, United 722, thank you.
Oh, what do you do for your first solo? Yeah, first solo is all full stop taxibacks. So you got to do three full stop taxibacks. Yeah, so my instructor, like I did a couple with him in the plane, and then he hopped out and stood in the middle of the runway, basically, just on the side of the runway and watched, and then did three full stop taxibacks, and you're done. That's in Flyer. It's pretty good. I mean, I've had a couple of head shake moments.
Clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff 25, Aerobat 204 Lima Echo. We're going to need just a minute holding short. Is that takeoff clearance going to stand, or should we rescind that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said you'd be ready to go. My apologies. For number 4 Lima Echo, hold short runway 25, cancel takeoff clearance. Just let me know.
Canceling takeoff clearance. I did say we would be ready to go, but I changed my mind. 204 Lima Echo, thanks.
Just trying to save you time while I have the runway for you. All right, no problem. Just hold short. Let me know.
Roger that. 204 Lima Echo, thanks. Great thing about PilotEdge as well, just kind of as a quick aside, is you know, they take it extremely seriously in terms of procedures, probably even more so than the real world guys do, in many ways, not in every way, but they also have that conversational ability, which is definitely present in real world flying, which is really great. So this is Oxnard, and it is not extremely noteworthy from a scenery perspective. It's very flat area out here in Ventura. Just a lot of buildings. So I wanted to loop this in with Camarillo because it's, you know, it's pretty simple. But it does have a marine at the end. The actual like Ventura, the city of Ventura has a cool marina. So I'm going to take off to the coast, cut north a little bit, and then we're going to come back basically through that valley that you can see off there in the distance and go to Santa Paula. Giving Anthony a hard time, absolutely. What's up, Tony? Hey! Oh!
Pull up.
There is no tower here, so this is another airport that is missing a tower, which will knock it down quite a bit. Anime Birder, thank you very much for following. Welcome aboard. Yeah, this is... Like I said, it's fine because it's such a simple airport, but I don't understand the lack of towers. Like, there should be a freaking control tower right here. Yeah, I don't know what that's about, but whatever.
And
Hey, Julia?
Clear of runway
What do you think about running the AC for a little bit? I have a very thick sheen going right now.
Number 02 Whiskey, continue straight ahead on Juliet, and you can remain on this frequency. Have a good night. Juliet, ahead. The parking stay
Well,
with
it's
you.
just
Make sure open. Sorry about that
just
mistake
humid,
on the
and
previous,
I've got this new CPU pumping out
Oh
some.
boy, really screwed it up bad.
Just do it in the dark, or just turn the turn.
Guy 2 Mike Alpha, contact.
Just
SoCal
do that.
Departure. Wonderful night.
There you go.
Over to departure, 2 Mike Alpha.
You guys want to see scenery anyway, not me.
Yeah, I can do.
Okay, thanks. So yeah, this is Oxnard. That was Camarillo. Very, very whelming. It's 48 degrees Fahrenheit here. Fast Fly, where are you located? Give me some. Oh. Vodka Target water. It's 48 in Minnesota. What part of Minnesota are you in? Yeah, you must be a Duluther. No, around the metro. Okay. The lovely Julia is from the great town. It's a town, right? No, city. The great city of Edina. All right, let's leave Oxnard and check out Ventura. Oxnard Tower, Aerobat 204 Lima Echo. We're ready to go. Runway 25. 33 in Denver. Holy cow.
Aerobat 204 Lima Echo, Oxnard Tower, runway 25, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff 25, Aerobat 204 Lima Echo. Fast Fly just called it. He says, she's a cake eater.
Approaching runway 25.
Every day I need attention. Like, look at the slope of this runway. It looks awesome. What? No. It's fine. This weather is nuts right now. He says you're a cake eater. Yeah, so look at the slope of this runway. That's pretty good. Okay, airspeed is alive. We're assuming things are in the green because we're not looking at them. The kilometers per hour, I still haven't figured out what the kilometers are. Oh, wait, no, is that knots? Oh, the other one was kilometers. That's right. This is knots. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Denver, 100 on Sunday, and then snowing the day after, or 2 days later. That's freaking crazy. The killer is the humidity, man. It was 110 here this weekend, but it was not humid and it felt hot, but okay. And then the next day it was a little bit cooler. It was like 105, but it was more humid and it was just murder. Yeah, so there's downtown Ventura, or the Ventura Marina. Right? Do I have that right, or am I wrong on that? Is there? Actually, I might be wrong. I don't think that is actually Ventura. Yeah, I think it's further north. Either way, that looks pretty good. Yeah, I don't think that is the marina. Yeah, this should be it here, I think. Regardless, whatever. It was Goldie was 90 in the Great White North. Wow. Yeah, 99 with 97% humidity. That's a little bit rough. Okay, we're almost to Ventura here, and I think I do have this right. Yeah, that is Ventura. So after we'll call the Camarillo Oxnard finished once we get past Ventura here. But Camarillo, I give Camarillo a C+. It had a tower. It had the ultralight field. Waypoint wasn't there, which is, I mean, that's a pretty specific thing to have at this point. Taxiways, I didn't even bother looking, but still pretty bare, so I give it a C+. Oxnard, I give it a C because it was missing the tower, but overall they're both very simple airports, and the surrounding area looked great. And this is the marina. So there's a pretty nice hotel right there on the other side of that marina. You're missing all of the actual docks in there. It looks pretty cool. And then you've got little hotels and restaurants all the way around to the other side there. But it's a cool little marina town. A lot of boat tours out into the Channel Islands, which are out there. So yeah, that is pretty good. That's pretty good. So a C+ for Camarillo, mainly because it has a tower, and then a C for Oxnard, roughly the same as Camarillo, but just didn't have a tower. So, oh crap, Nightbot or Chatbot. Sorry, Iowa. I apologize a lot. I hope no one was trying to use those. Yeah, Julie and I had our anniversary last year. Was that last year we went to Ventura?
Number 58060 Camarillo ground. I'm sorry, say again your type aircraft and equipment.
Was it 2 years ago?
Mike,
Yeah.
0 Papa /
2 years ago we went out there and stayed at that hotel. It was pretty nice. So there you go. C+ for Camarillo, C for Oxnard. The best for sure pair, but two of the best default airports in Microsoft Flight Simulator. If you're from that area, you might be a little bit critical of it. If you're not, I think you'll be pretty happy. So pretty good. That's better, Iowa. There you go. And since Max brought it up, I will mention it here. If you're new, this is the Discord channel, Discord server, and if you're new to flight simulation, it is a great way to learn, to get support, to get help on what to do, what some of this stuff means. If you're not new to aviation and you just want a fun community to share your aviation experiences with, your pictures, ask questions to the many CFIs that we have, would love to have you give it a shot. And it's been exploding the last couple days. If you're new, !D is all you need. It's been like, today may be the biggest Discord ad day ever. There's like 30 new members to the Discord, which is really cool. So thank you everybody for giving it a shot. I appreciate it, and hopefully you enjoy it enough to stick around and enjoy this flight simulator enough to stick around as well. All right. Okay, now we're headed to Santa Paula Airport. We're coming off basically Ventura, downtown Ventura. We just landed at Camarillo and Oxnard, and we're headed to Santa Paula. This is the only airport, I believe actually, the only airport in all of these ZLA, PilotEdge, LA Basin airports that I have not flown to or been to by car. So that, I have never been here. I have no idea what it looks like, but I will say it is so high up on my list of airports to want to go to that I have looked at enough pictures and information and videos that I have a pretty good idea of what the airport looks like. That's a very big caveat to the grade that I will give this airport when we get there. And obviously the X-plane scenery. Tangled Writer, thank you very much for following. Vatsim, I'm disappointed that you missed me saying I was reporting you to Governor Newsom for turning on the AC. I didn't, Vatsim, I apologize. I did not see that. Yes. Chairman Mussolini is not happy that we're running our air conditioning pretty much nonstop right now. He is not thrilled. Sorry, Mussolini. Let's see. There are 30-foot trees on a very short final. May have grazed one on my check ride. Nice, Maddie. Yeah. So this is a. I would put it up probably in the top 5 of hazardous airports in the basin. The pattern is very weird, and I'm not going to fly it exactly, but like Maddie P said, it's very short. It's narrow. There's obstacles all around, but it is a very active, cool community, which is why it's very, very high on my list of airports to go to. And it's beautiful. So I hope that it's close, and I hope I can come back after flying here and report back on what it actually looks like. Tangled Rider, yeah, man, get it downloaded. Join the Discord. I've been on PilotEdge now that it's up and running, but we'll definitely do some group flights and stuff. I think the airport is a great example of how sim can be useful for real pilots. I agree, and the same with like Agua Dulce. That was one that I pre-flew in the sim before going to into real life. DeGambler86, welcome aboard. So yeah, there are definitely instances where a simulator, flying it in the simulator, can definitely help with preparation for a real-world flight. Santa Paula, nope, sorry. Sorry. Santa Paula traffic, Aerobat 204, Lima Echo, 5 miles to the west, entering left downwind runway 22, Santa Paula. Sorry, Tony. Sorry. Alright, so there's the airport right next to the river. That river is usually pretty dried out. And we're in just a nice little Aerobat 152 here, so we don't need really the full pattern. But if you are going here in the real world, they've got a lot of great information on their website about the noise abatement and how to fly this pattern, which is really helpful for any airport. Always check the airport website. You'd be surprised at how much stuff they put on there that would be helpful. We're a little bit low. We're saying 500 feet, and I believe the pattern is pretty low, actually. It's like 600-700, something like that. Anybody know off the top of their head what the pattern altitude is? Because I didn't check it. We're looking at scenery. Supersonic, what is happening? So there's the airport down there, and this looks great. Again, I have not been here, so my assessment of the scenery is going to be very superficial, but it looks cool. It's in a valley. It's 850. Is it? I thought it was lower than 850 actually, because John Wayne for 20 left is 850. And I thought it was lower. This is Santa Paula. Santa Paula traffic, Aerobat 204 Lima Echo, turning left base. Runway 22, full stop, stop and go. Santa Paula. Okay, cool. Yeah, there's a really great community of tail draggers and aerobatic planes, warbirds, which is one of the main reasons why I want to go there, because of that community. And this pattern flying through that little valley is pretty awesome as well. Yeah, 850. It might be 850 MSL, not AGL max. So if it's 850 MSL, then yeah, it is a 650 AGL pattern. Okay, so it is MSL, yeah, so it's 650 foot pattern, Field is 250. Yep. Cool. So the final looks
Short
a little
final runway
bit
22.
sparse based off of what X-Plane was drawing. I mean, this looks great. Those buildings there, yeah. I mean, I'm unfortunately not going to be able to give much. Santa Paula traffic, Aerobat 204 Lima Echo, short final 25, stop and go, Santa Paula. I'm not going to be much help on does this look real or not. I do notice that the oh, it's flat. Oh boy, it's flat. This might be the first maybe not the first airport, but one of the few airports that X-Plane is going to win. Wow, it's totally flat. Jeez. Okay. Hey, that was pretty good on the center line. Probably didn't land like that, but that's pretty good. This is insane. That looks terrible. So to the left, that probably isn't too far off, but yeah, I mean, these are all hangars and they're all gone. That sucks. Let's get the hell out of Santa Paula. The end of the runway has a big dirt lot. Cool. Yeah, so that's good. Yeah, I mean, it's satellite imagery, so anything that's flat will be there. But all of the hangars are gone? I recall it having a lot more built up around it. Yeah, it's just totally flat. There's no... I mean, you can see all the hangars that are supposed to be there that are flat. Janslar, thank you very much for following. Welcome. Okay, so I'm gonna give that a D+. I don't think an airport will fail if it's there, if there's an actual runway there. You know, there's not going to be an F, but that is pretty weak. That is all flat. Yeah, we need Raven to jump in on that, because that's BS. SP, that's pretty cool. Sierra Papa, 172 Sierra Papa. It must be lurking around here somewhere. And this is definitely one of the low res little tiles. You can see all of the pre-placed, not pre-placed, but the 3D assets are in there. Yeah, runway 22. Yep. It's the surrounding area is great, but why does the airport have to look so bad? Like, they're just completely missing all of that data to place those hangars. At least have something there. The fact that it was flat is really bad. But it looks great. Like, the actual town looks cool and filled in and everything, and the mountains look fine. So yeah, I give that a D. I give that a D+. D+. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's still pretty convincing, other that there are no hangars in sight. I guess. That is not a very good airport for me to review because I've never been there. So take my D+ with a grain of salt.